This ain't just a channel, this is BBTV.
Welcome to What the Fork Wednesday, the stories that make you stop, blink twice, and ask yourself how this is real life. Logic has left the building. Let's begin.
Boss be rising, BBTV's igniting, turn the volume up, yeah, the whole world's invited. From the gravel road to the neon dream, she built an empire out of broken wings. Boss be rising, sky ain't even the ceiling when she hits go live, everybody feels it.
Hey, what's up? All right, so today is What the Fork Wednesday, and you know what? I'm not even going to ease into this because this is one of those stories where the more you hear, the worse it gets. And you just sit here thinking, how in the fork did we even get here? Because this is not just one bad decision. This is not one mistake. This is layers and layers of choices stacked on top of each other until the whole thing turns into a mess. Nobody wants to clean up, but everybody wants to blame somebody else for it. Now, that's what we're getting into today, because you know what? We got cheating, we got secrets, we've got family dynamics, and we've also got that one person stuck in the middle who didn't ask to be there, but somehow ends up holding all the information that could change everything. And that's where things get tricky, because people love to say, mind your business, until the business lands right in your lap. And now you've got to decide what kind of person you're going to be with. Hello, Plus Sister. How are you, honey? So do you stay quiet and protect the people doing wrong, or do you speak up and deal with the fallout that comes with it? And let's be real, nobody walks away from that clean. Somebody's feelings are going to get hurt. Somebody's life is getting shooken up, right? And somehow the person telling the truth ends up looking like the whole problem. So that's the lane we're in today. Not just what happened, but what do you do when you're put in a position where the truth is heavy and keeping it feels just as wrong as saying it? We are doing well, thank you. Getting ready for Easter. How about you? I'm so ready to dye eggs. My granddaughter loves dyeing eggs. All right, so I already know this one is going to split people, because some of y'all are going to be all about loyalty no matter what, and that's okay. Some of y'all are going to be like, absolutely not. The truth is the truth, and we're going to get into every single bit of that. Are we ready? And this should be fun. I tried to pick the best for you. All righty, let's get these media assets going up here too. Keyword ass. Yes, I know. Don't be mad at me. I said ass. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Easter is such a good time of the year. I mean, maybe not so much in Texas because we don't really get a springtime, but I like Easter. Easter's fun. All righty, here we go. Let me scoot on over because that's how we roll. And first story. Am I the a-hole for making my dad face the consequences of cheating on my mom with his wife by telling her and his family? Ooh, what? Bees speak English. Yes, we do. Believe it or not. We speak lots of English. I can't tell you we speak any other kind of language, but this bee, she speaks English. Thanks for being here. Yeah, just so everybody can be in on this one. So, now then, my parents got divorced when I, 17 male, was 5. It was all kinds of awful because my dad acted like my mom was the worst person he knew, and he kept that energy even after he remarried and had other kids. And he and my mom hardly ever spoke. Most of the stuff he said either wasn't true and he contradicted himself on all the lies, or it was like, what the fork? Like how she went back to work after having me instead of being a stay at home mom, and how awful that was. How is that awful? Okay. Or how she had the nerve to plan date nights when he was busy. Really? Too busy for your wife, huh? Almost 3 years after my parents' divorce, my dad remarried his wife Anya, and they had 3 kids together. I hated the way Dad talked about Mom. I hated that Anya was always quick to tell me I shouldn't be so quick to defend Mom. But they were good to me in a way. Really? All right, not the best and not the worst either kind of deal. Mm, okay, this one's got layers, y'all. Then a few months ago, my dad got drunk at his wife's birthday party, and he told me he and Anya had dated way longer than anyone realized, and that he was cheating on my mom for 2 years and got away with it because nobody found out. Oh, drink another one, dude. He admitted he left Mom for Anya and that he hated Mom for almost finding out about Anya by planning date nights and other stuff when he just wanted to be with Anya. Anybody else ready to jump through the screen with me? Dad. He even admitted that they laughed behind Mom's back and how proud he was in never getting caught. I was pissed, and when Dad sobered up, I confronted him and Anya, and they told me I couldn't tell anyone, and Dad was freaking out because he hadn't meant to tell me. Of course he didn't. But I didn't listen, and I told my mom. As of course you should have, honey. Because after all those years of him talking shit about her, I figured she deserved to know the truth. She was hurt, and I hated doing that to her, but she told me she was glad she finally knew, and she would stop trying to stay civil for my sake after all that. She said she wouldn't be outright hostile, and I told her she could be as hostile as she liked. Amen. I said I hated him for what he did after all those years of talking about her like she was trash. She admitted she wished she could have gotten enough proof for a custody judge to take seriously when I was younger. Wow, buddy. I'm so sorry this has happened to you. Pardon me. So, here we go. More to this story. But I didn't just tell Mom. Uh-oh. That's not going to be fun for Dad. I like it already. I told Dad's whole family about it. Yes, baby boy. I figured they should know that they were supporting a cheater because they told me to stay out of what he said about Mom. That he was faithful and that mattered more. When I told them, it took a while for them to believe it, but then they did. And they told Dad he was disgusting and immoral and how God would never forgive him. They also stopped having anything to do with him and with the kids. They no longer consider them legitimate grandkids. Really? That was when my dad became super pissed off at me, and he said I was evil and spiteful to destroy everyone's life like that. Oh, really? I asked him what would he call himself after talking shit about my mom for 12 years. And when he was the one who did her dirty. Good boy. He said he never ruined the lives of innocent kids who were getting grown people problems taken out on them. I guess you shouldn't have had your grown people problems then, huh, Dad? Maybe you should have kept it in your pants. I said he actually did when he badmouthed my mom to me and put me in a bad place with that. There you go. Anya said that it was so small compared to what their kids would go through because it was clear I was done with all of them as family, and that meant the kids would lose so much more. These kids have been living nothing but a lie. What are you talking about? They haven't got anything yet. I went no contact with them, thank goodness. At this point, I can't block him until I turn 18 because it says so in the custody order. And since I block her, they use dad's phone all the time to shame me for making dad face the consequences of what he did. They blame me for their kids being collateral damage in it all. Am I the a-hole? Nope. I can answer that right now. No, you're not. And you did just fine. Let me put it out there. Okay. Woosah. Whatever I've got to do, because hold on. This right here. This is one of those situations where everybody wants to talk about the explosion, but nobody wants to talk about what caused it. Because now, all of a sudden, the focus is on you telling the truth. And not the fact that this man spent over a decade dragging your mom through the mud, right in front of you, I might add, while he was the one cheating the entire time. Really? You know, if you walk up and smack him, you're still not an adult. They won't try you for it. Just smack him. I would a couple of times. I might even go to jail for life. Look, I need that to sit for a second because that's not a small detail. That's the whole foundation of this mess. This wasn't one mistake. This wasn't one bad night. This was years of lying, years of disrespect, of rewriting the story so he could come out looking clean while she took the hit. And not just privately either. He made sure you heard it. Her one and only child. He made sure his family heard it. He made sure everybody believed she was the problem. So when the truth finally comes out, now you're supposed to act like you're the one who caused the damage. No, I don't think so, sweetheart. No. You just fixed a very long-standing issue, and at 17, congratulations and kudos. Look, that damage was already there. You just turned the lights on. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say this right now. This is his family that has cut him off because of the way that he treated you and your mom, right? He learned it. Dad, he learned it from somewhere. And if they're just going to cut somebody off, kids too, which is really shitty if you ask me. These kids don't have anything other to do with that other than they've been living the same freaking lie, right? You know, and I get why people are trying to shift this onto you. Because it's easier to blame the person who said something, right? Than it is to deal with what was actually said. Because now his family has to face the fact that they defended him all this time. Now, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. They're butthurt because they believed you. Okay? They believed Dad. And he made them look bad. That's the only reason. That's vanity. That's a sin. Okay? That's ridiculous is what that is. He learned it from somewhere. So now his wife has to sit in the reality of how that relationship actually started. And I don't know if y'all have ever heard this, but shit, you lose them how you find them. Yeah. And now he has to deal with the fact that the narrative he just built collapsed in front of everybody. That's uncomfortable. That's really messy. But none of that came from you as the child. You were innocent here. That came from his choices. His and his only. He is the wrong here. The only wrong. Because not only were his children, all of them, including you, living this lie all this time, but so is his wife, his new wife. And if she stays with him, well, she deserves it. Plain and simple. Look, and the part that really gets me is him saying you destroyed lives. No, you didn't destroy anything, honey. He did that long ago. You exposed something that was already built on lies. There's a huge difference. Now, do I think telling his entire family was going to cause a ripple effect? Yeah, of course it was. You had to know that what wasn't going to stay small. But let's be real here. His entire family was already involved in the lie. They were already speaking on your mom because of his lies and defending him because of his lies. Already telling you to stay in your place because he was faithful. So if they were big enough to speak on it, they're big enough to hear the truth after all, aren't they? He learned it from somewhere. You didn't drag outsiders into it. You told the same people who had been a part of the story the whole time. And I'm sure you've heard them speak about your mom too. The only part where I paused just a little, just barely at all, and I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm just saying this is where it gets complicated, is the kids. And I want to say this right away. I am not putting that blame on you by any means. This is still on your father, plain and simple. Those kids didn't choose any of this like you didn't. They didn't choose how their parents got together. They weren't even thought of then. They didn't choose the lies. They didn't choose the fallout. And yeah, they're feeling it right now. But even that goes back to him. Because he built a life on something that it just wasn't clean, okay? It was a lie. And when that kind of truth comes out, it doesn't just land on one person. It lands on everybody. It hits everything connected to it. That's not on you to carry. That's a consequence of his actions, not yours. The relief that I would feel after getting all of that out, those are your consequences for your actions. Relief. Yeah. Consequences can be good as well. And I think that really stands out to me in all of this, that you didn't go looking for this. You didn't dig it up. You didn't investigate. You didn't try to expose him just to be petty. He told you. He said it out loud in a drunken stupor, and not with regret, with pride, laughing about it like it was some kind of win. And that right there, that's the part that changes everything. Alcohol makes you speak the truth. We know this. Because if you're going to sit there and brag about something like that to your own child, you don't get to control what happens next. Not at all. And it doesn't matter who's in the way, because it's his fallout, not yours. You don't get to say, but don't tell anyone. No, that's not how this works. At the end of the day, this comes down to one simple thing: truth versus image. He spent years protecting his image by tearing down your mom. And the moment the truth threatened that image, now it's a problem. Now it's too much. Now it's you went too far. But where was the energy when he was saying all that stuff about her? Where was that concern for you being caught in the middle back then? Because you're his child too. Because he's acting like this is the first time kids were affected. And it's not. You were affected for years. You've been collateral damage of his for years. More than a decade, almost two. So no, you're not wrong for telling your mom. She deserved to know. It's harsh that you had to tell her, but she deserved to know. And telling the family, that might be where it got bigger than you expected, but it still came from the same place. You were correcting a lie that had been running for years and ruining you. And if the truth breaks something, then maybe the thing wasn't as solid as people thought it was to begin with. Yeah. That's pretty crazy if you ask me. So worried about these new kids that, have no clue. So worried about them, but not even worried about the one that you brought into this world in the beginning, right? People, take care of your children. Ugh. Okay, next we have comments. Alrighty, first comment. Not the a-hole. He's the embodiment of FAFO, and that is fork around and find out. He's just mad because he got away with it for so long and now can't hide behind his lies anymore. Amen. Okay, and our original poster responded with, literally, he was so smug about it too. I can imagine him walking around feeling so smug all the time and not just when he was drunk that time. I agree with that one. Second comment. Not the a-hole, but I would sow some seeds of doubt. I would suggest to Anya that your dad is so good at cheating, he brags about getting away with it for years. So how can she be sure? He hasn't done the dirty on her. You lose them how you find them. Yep. And then I would suggest his drunk rant wasn't all about cheating, just on mom. Oh, as much as I'd like that, My dad's already planted. Oh, this is the original poster. Forgive me. My dad's side already planted those seeds. They went at it from a bit more of a religious angle, but I think it still bothered Anya. Good. I hope she's terribly bothered. I hope she's so I said before that she has been living a lie too. But she knew the lie. So let's not forget that part. Okay? She knew the lie. She was part of the lie. So see now this part right here. This is where it flips from messy to real simple. Because everybody's basically saying the same thing in different ways. He got away with it for years, got comfortable, got smug, and now that it's out, he's mad he can't control the story anymore. That's it. That's the whole thing. And that second point about planting doubt, yeah, that already happened without you even having to do anything. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I would do it. I'd do it just despite. But when somebody proves they can lie that long and that well, you don't get to turn around and expect trust to still be there like nothing happened. That's not how that works. You don't build a relationship on something shady and then act surprised when it starts cracking later. No. So at this point, this isn't even about what you did anymore. It's about him finally having to sit in the consequences of what he's been doing the whole time. And yeah, that part tends to get loud when it catches up. So let it get loud from him. All right, third comment. How come that's not the third comment? That's because it's the fourth. Here. Not the a-hole. I could make an argument that on a subconscious level, he wanted you to know. Hence the supposed slip. Yeah, I have to agree there. He wanted somebody to know. He did. He wanted somebody to know. I mean, you can get drunk, but you don't get stupid like that. For real. Sorry, dog matters, apparently. Get over there and get out my way. I am doing a show, dude. Patty friend, when you get here, you can have this one. Just kidding. All right, so the original poster had a response to that. I think it's possible. Like in his head, I'm pretty sure he thought subconsciously that I would support him after he badmouthed mom for so long. He really never understood how much that was awful for me. Yeah. Second response from the third commenter. Sounds like some sort of ego trip for him. Yeah, like a narcissistic tendency. Amen. Not saying he is one. Oh, yes, he is. Because I don't know. Yes, you do. You know. Come on. Me. But yeah, he definitely didn't see you reacting like a reasonable person and outing him. I'm proud of you for that. You did good. Amen. And so am I. Y'all proud of him? Put it in the comments for me. That is, yeah, absolutely. That's what you should say. Alrighty. Fourth comment. This. They blame me for their kids being collateral damage in it all. But they didn't give a shit about the original poster being collateral damage in their affair. Right? The one they had before having kids together. Amen. Shouldn't they have thought about the damage to their future kids when the truth came out? Not the a-hole. Yeah, you know what? That's my favorite comment. That's my favorite comment. Y'all let me know. Okay, original poster's response. Of course, not because in their eyes my life was just fine. They refused to see that the divorce hurt me when it happened, and the years of talking shit about my mom wasn't good for me either. In their eyes, I was just happy, and none of it bothered me. Yeah, in their eyes, you know, they're mother forking blind, right? Yeah. And this right here is where it gets almost a little too on the nose for me, because now we're talking about intent versus reality and whether or not that slip, no, was really a slip. It was not. That man had been holding on to that guilt for a long time, and it's finally out. He just didn't expect his child to go and tell on him. It's a child. I don't care how old you are. You're a tattletale. Especially when it's about the person that you live with and love the most. Because obviously the father ran off and did his own thing. And this child has been with his mom the whole time listening to this. Oh my gosh. All right, look, I'm not saying he planned it, but I'm saying people who carry something like that for years, especially with that kind of ego behind it, they don't always keep it buried as well as they think they do. Sometimes they want somebody to know, just not everybody. And in his mind, yeah, I could absolutely see him thinking you were going to be on his side after all those years of him feeding you that version of your mom, even though you were living that version, right? Living there with her. Hi, Nick. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And so that's not subconscious guilt. Okay, that's ego. I've told this story so long, even my kid will back me up. And when that didn't happen, that's where everything cracked, right? And that's that last part about collateral damage. That's the piece they really don't want to look at, because they're acting like this all just started now. Like suddenly kids are being affected when you've been sitting in the fallout of their choices since you were 5 years old. They just decided your pain didn't count because it didn't inconvenience them the same way. So now that their kids are feeling it, now it matters. Now it's too far. Now it's unfair. But that's not a new consequence. That's just one they can't ignore anymore. And none of that goes back to you. It all circles right back to the choices they made. He made, the father. They made before any of those kids were even here, right? Some people's children. All right, y'all. Gonna have a little break, and I shall return.
Boss B. Yeah. Press go! Yeah. Press go. Hey. I don't warm up, I just hit go. Half these moves I afraid. Some days loud, some days low. Still everything I touch gon' grow. Laugh through chaos, talk through noise. Turn real life into my choice. If it flicks, I flip it twice. I don't roll, I control the dice. Ain't no clean take, ain't no reset. Everything live, I ain't done yet. If it hits wrong, I rewrite fast. Future moving, I don't live in past. Press go, don't overthink it. If it moves, then I'm in it. BBTV, yeah, we run it. Didn't plan it, still done it. Press go, no pause, no edit. If I start, I don't get it. Not rising, I've been did it. Now I move like I'm in it. No script, no pause, no clean lines, no second thoughts. I don't wait for perfect timing, I just move when it hits, that's all I got. Messy, loud, still ends clean. Built this whole thing in between. Every moment I didn't know still turned into something I can show. Press go. Press go. Don't overthink it. If it moves, then I'm in it. BBTV, yeah, we run it. Didn't plan it, still done it. Press go. No pause, no edit. If I start, I don't get it. Not rising, I've been did it. Now I move like I'm in it. Press go. That's all I do now. BBTV. Still running.
All right, what y'all think about that new song? That's my new song. I just made that song. Pretty cool, huh? I think so. All righty, let's get to the next story, shall we? Am I the a-hole for exposing my sister the week before her wedding? Hi, everyone. This has been weighing heavily on me as to whether or not I did the right things regarding my sister and her wedding. I, 25 female, and my sister, 32 female, have had a very close relationship throughout our whole lives. We grew up together, have been there for each other always. My sister got engaged last year, and I was happy for her. She had finally found the man of her dreams. She asked me to be the maid of honor, and I said yes. Now, I was driving to work one day, and I saw my sister outside a hotel with a guy. I didn't think anything of it at the time and continued with my life. I didn't think of this moment again until we were at a family dinner, and I walked in on my sister and fiance arguing about a friend of hers. He stormed out, and I asked my sister what it was all about. She said that she had met up with a friend for brunch the other day, and he was overreacting. I gave her the look, the look that lets them know, they're being not, they aren't being honest. She then admitted she had been seeing another guy behind her fiance's back for the last 2 years. People, it was nothing serious and just a bit of fun. No, that's not a bit of fun. I was furious. Our parents had split up because of my mom cheating on my dad, and I never thought she would do that to someone she cared about. I told her she had to tell her fiance this, otherwise I would tell him. She agreed reluctantly. That was the end of it for a while. I assumed she had told her fiance everything. It was only at their rehearsal dinner for their wedding that I realized he knew nothing. The guy I had seen my sister with was the fiance's best man. Wow. Okay. Hot mess incoming. Here is where, pardon me, I might be the asshole. I love my sister very much, and I thought I was doing the right thing. So after the dinner, I told her fiance what my sister had admitted, and he was fuming. The aftermath was awful. My sister and mom rang me telling me I should have kept that information to myself and not have told him, and called me manipulative and a liar. I reminded my sister calmly that she had told me herself, and she said we were sisters and I should have kept her secret. I am really conflicted. I thought I did the right thing. My sister now wants me to apologize to her by telling her fiance I was mistaken. I don't think I can do this. It's a week before their wedding, and as far as my sister is concerned, it's still going ahead as long as I take back what I said. Shit is going down. Fiance's mother has been abusive, yelling at me for not telling her son sooner, and in the next breath saying I should have more loyalty. What the fork? Don't mind her. We have history. But am I the a-hole for telling her fiance about her affair? Hmm. Yeah. Okay. There's an edit. Another reason for her wanting me to take it back is that she's pregnant and hasn't told anyone apart from me. So if I took it back, I'd be saving her future family. We don't know who the dad is because everyone keeps asking. Since posting this, more drama and BS has gone down that I might update with once some time has passed. It's just messy as fork. Okay. And then we have an update. Hi, guys. So if I didn't think it could get any messier, I was very much mistaken. My sister's fiance has a brother, and to provide some context, we dated a long time ago. And we were going to get married, but I backed out. We however, remained friends. F-O-U-R, lady. Have for however remained friends and still talk to each other, especially when we found out our siblings were going to get married. I felt this was important for context, as after I told my sister's fiance about her affair of 2 years with the best man, the brother ex reached out to me. He sounded quite serious, and I jokingly said, "Don't tell me you've slept with my sister too." Okay, that was a bit uncalled for. There was complete silence. So one of the reasons I chose not to marry this man was that he admitted to cheating on me. He never said who. I didn't want to know. He was out the door the second he revealed it to me. So to find out 5 years later, when we had healed our friendship, that he slept with my sister was heartbreaking. I didn't know what to say. I asked if he was still having relations with her, and he said no. Like, I'm going to believe him, but whatever, not my circus, not my monkey, or whatever it is. Oh, it's definitely a circus, honey, but it's part of your monkeys. I asked him if this is all he had to tell me, and he said no. Basically, it turns out his brother, my sister's fiance, had also cheated on her on a weekend away a couple of months ago. Can nobody just stay out of the bedroom? Anyway, I have blocked my ex now, as I feel we have nothing more to say to each other. And again, I was left with a problem. I knew far more than I wanted to about my sister and her fiance's private lives. So I decided the only logical thing to do was to get them face to face. I called her fiance and her to my house and got them in the living room together. I gave them the bullet points. She's cheated on her fiance for 2 years. He had a secret fling one weekend. She has slept with the brother while he was with me. And to top it all off, she's pregnant and nobody knows who the dad is. Boom. Good job. With this, I walked out the room having said my bit. Even better. Whether they chose to believe me or not, I didn't care. It didn't matter. All dirty laundry was hanging out to dry on my end. I was done. I was exhausted. You should be. A couple of days later, I got a phone call from my sister. I am banned from the wedding. Surprise, surprise. And they are going to get married as planned, like nothing has happened. What the fork? Baby daddy still hasn't been revealed, but I'm guessing they are looking past this. To be honest, I don't think even therapy can heal me from this mess. I am getting the blame for trying to ruin the wedding and that I am trying to sabotage her marriage. Think she did that a long time ago. Agreed. Anyways, wedding is in 4 days' time. I have really nothing to say at this point. My mother has demanded I pay for a damn paternity test, seeing as I created the mess. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how my sister getting pregnant with God knows who has anything to do with me. Please be kind. I'm an emotional wreck right now. For those saying you should mind your business, if it was you, you would want to know. I do not regret one thing I did. I stayed honest. Amen, sis. You stayed honest. Should I give her a paternity test for her wedding gift, or is that too petty? You do it. Yeah, too petty. Yes, it is. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Yeah. Send me their address. I'll send you one. Do it. Whew. Wow. Just wow, y'all. Talk about a hot mess. Look, this is not just messy. This is layered mess. Okay. Like every time you think you've hit the bottom, there's another level underneath. And somehow it just keeps getting worse because at first you think this is a simple situation. Sisters cheat, you find out, you tell the fiance, boom, done. But no, this is not that. This is years of lying stacked on top of more lying, mixed with people who clearly have no business getting married, acting like a wedding is going to magically fix everything. And I need to start with the core of this, okay? Because before we even get into all the extra chaos, your sister was cheating on her fiance for 2 years with his best man. That's not a mistake. That's not a lapse in judgment. 2 years, man. That's a whole separate relationship happening behind someone's back while planning a wedding? Really? The fact that she told you, agreed to come clean, and then just didn't, that tells you everything about how seriously she was taking any of this. She wasn't planning to tell him. She was planning to get married and hope it stayed buried. And that alone, that already makes the situation what it is. Now, you stepping in at the rehearsal dinner, yeah, that's where people want to focus. That's the big moment, right? That's where everything went wrong. But let's be honest, that's just where everything finally caught up. Because what were the options here? Let him walk into a marriage completely blind while she's been cheating with his best man for years. Let him stand up there, say his vows, build a life on something that was already broken. People love to talk about loyalty in situations like this, but they only ever mean loyalty to the person doing wrong, never the person being lied to. And that's exactly what your sister and your mom are doing here. You could have kept her secret. No. What they mean is you should have protected her from the consequences of her own actions. That's not loyalty. That's enabling. And then it somehow gets worse. Because now we add the pregnancy into it, right? And not only is she pregnant, nobody knows the father. And that right there, it changes everything again. Because now this isn't just about betrayal, it's about bringing a child into a situation, into a lie, where the foundation is already unstable and nobody wants to be honest about it. And the fact that she's trying to use that as a reason for you to take it back, save her future family, no, honey. You don't build a future by stacking more lies on top of the ones already there. That's how you guarantee it falls apart later. And then the update, because somehow we needed more chaos, apparently. Now we find out she also slept with your ex while you were with him, which means this isn't just about her fiance. This is a pattern. This is who she is when it comes to relationships. And to top it off, her fiance isn't clean either. Sounds like they deserve each other, though, don't it? Because now he's got his own cheating situation, doesn't he? So at this point, what are we even protecting? What marriage are we trying to save here? Because both sides have already shown they're not committed in the way they're pretending to be. So when you bring them together and lay everything out, that wasn't sabotage. That was reality. That was everything being put on the table so they could make an informed decision about what they're about to walk into. And the fact that they're still choosing to go ahead with the wedding like nothing happened, well, that tells you this was never about truth. This was about appearances. This was about getting to the wedding, not building something real. And now you're the villain. Of course you are. Because you're the one who refused to play along. You're the one who didn't keep quiet, didn't smile through it, didn't pretend like all was fine. So now it's you ruined the wedding. You created the mess. Seriously? You should fix it. And my personal favorite here, okay? You should pay for a paternity test. Well, first off, I'm still volunteering, okay? But no, absolutely not. That child, that situation, that uncertainty, none of that is on you. You didn't create any of this. You just refused to ignore it. And I'm proud of you. And I think the part that really matters here is this. You didn't go looking to destroy anything. You were put in a position where you had information that fundamentally changed what was about to happen. And you chose not to let someone walk into that blind. That's not manipulation. That's honesty. And yeah, honesty can be disruptive, especially when people are committed to a lie. But that doesn't make it wrong. At the end of the day, this whole situation was already broken before you said a single word. You didn't ruin a wedding. You revealed what kind of marriage it was going to be. And if they still choose to go through with this after knowing all that, that's all on them. Has nothing to do with you, my friend. Absolutely nothing to do with you. All right, a few comments, because we got to get opinions. Hold on. And it's not doing what it's supposed to. Copy that. All right. Now, things are just not working today. I don't know why. Okay, for some reason, I don't have those right now. Yep. Well, you know what? Something just ain't working right today. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me. It's my brain. It never works right. All right, comments. We have here, not the a-hole, and don't lie for her. Amen. If you do, then when he finds out his best man and his now wife have been having an affair for 2 years, and you and your mother knew and didn't say anything, wow, the fallout will be even worse. Amen. Original poster says it feels wrong to take it back, seeing as it is the truth. I agree. I mean, come on. This right here is the part people are trying to warn you about, because taking it back does not fix anything. It just delays it. It makes it worse. And you know what? The truth doesn't disappear just because you say it didn't happen. It sits there and comes back out at the worst possible time. And if he finds out after the wedding that not only was his wife cheating with his best man for 2 years, but that you knew and covered for it, the fallout will be 10 times worse. That's absolutely true. And because now it's not just betrayal from her, it's betrayal from you too. And that is something you do not come back from. So no, it's not wrong that it feels wrong to take back. Okay? That is your gut telling you exactly what it is, a lie. And once you step into that, you're not protecting anyone. You are tying yourself to the mess in a way that will come back on you later as well. Seriously. It just happens that way, y'all. So, another comment. If you take it back, you will look like a jealous person that was out to ruin her life. There you go. This is not up to you anymore, because no one still knows who the father is. And if he doesn't know that she is pregnant, she is literally trapping possibly the wrong father in a marriage. Right. By the way, I believe you should double down and tell him she is pregnant and you will not cover her lie, so she can go through with this wedding. After all, you are ashamed to have a sister following in her cheating ways. With that information, it is up to him if he believes her or wants to wait for paternity test. Then he gas all the information, has to live with the consequences of either believing her or seeing what a despicable person she actually is. Furthermore, your mom knew, and the sad thing is she doesn't think this is wrong behavior because she did the same thing. I'm sorry, but you are doing the right thing. But you also should go no contact for mom and sister following this fallout, because you deserve better. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You know, this one's basically saying the same thing, just louder, because if you take it back now, you do not just erase what you said, you rewrite your whole role in it. And suddenly you are not the person who told the truth. You are the person who made something up out of jealousy or spite. And that sticks to you, okay, in a completely different way. And the pregnancy part makes sense, okay? And it makes it more serious, because now this is not just about a relationship. This is about potentially locking someone into a marriage and a child that may not even be their own. And that's not something you stay quiet about just to keep the peace. At that point, it stops being messy drama and starts being real life consequences that follow people for years. And I get the double down, okay, to say everything all at once and force it all out into the open. But honestly, you already did your part by telling the truth. What they chose to do with it now is on them. You are not responsible for managing their decisions, and you are definitely not responsible for cleaning this up so it looks better than it actually is. And that part about going no contact, that is not about punishment. That is about protecting your own space. Hey, self-preservation is A-okay with me. Because right now, they are trying to pull you into something that was never yours to carry in the first place. And you don't owe anyone your peace just to make their situation easier to ignore. All right, third comment. Original poster, stick with the truth. Sis is a tramp, disloyal, unfaithful, deceitful liar. Truly hope she gets everything she deserves, which does not include her fiance. Buy him a gift certificate for a full panel STD test kit. Yes, sis. Yes, do that. That's the thing. Fourth comment, not the a-hole. The only person your sister should be mad at is herself. Amen. I don't know if your relationship with your sister will ever be the same. It won't. And I don't know what your mom is even thinking. She's thinking about her child, trying to make you lie to save her relationship about one and not the other. Pardon me. Has your mom always made excuses for your sister's poor choices? Original poster's response, yeah, my mom pretty much defends anything my sister or I do right or wrong. Now, see, she admitted that she's also the same way with her. But apparently, we've got one troublesome child and one angel. That happens. Look, this right here is where people stop sugarcoating it completely, because now it's not even about strategy or timing anymore. It's just calling it what it is. She made the choices. She created the situation, and now she is dealing with what comes from it. And yeah, some of that language is harsh, but the core of it all is still the same. None of this lands on you. You did not create the cheating. You did not create the lies. You did not create the situation she is in. Certainly didn't create the child. And you are not responsible for protecting her from it. Okay? And that second part about your mom is important too. Because if she has always been the type to defend everything no matter what, then this is not new behavior. This is just that pattern showing up again in a bigger situation. She's not looking at what is right or wrong. She is looking at how to keep things from falling apart, even if that means asking you to lie. That puts you in a position where no matter what you do, someone is going to be upset. So the only real question is whether you are going to stay honest or start carrying something that was never yours to carry. And from everything you have said so far, you already know which side of that you're in. All right, fifth and final comment. Well, FAFO literally, and we know what that means. Fork around and find out. Not the a-hole. She screwed around repeatedly and admitted it. She had no right to put you in that position. Not only does her fiance deserve to know she's been cheating repeatedly and with no sense of guilt, so has his best friend and his brother. Come on now. You saved him from two assholes. Original poster's response. I hope my sister understands why I did it eventually, but I still feel like an ass, and you shouldn't. I understand why you do, but you shouldn't. You know, this one, it kind of brings it back down to the simplest version of it all, because she is the one who made the choices and then put you in the middle of it. And that is the part people keep overlooking. You know, you did not go looking for this. You did not create it. You were handed information that changes everything and then expected to sit on it like it was nothing. And that is not fair to you. And yeah, I get why you still feel like an ass, because doing the right thing in situations like this does not feel clean. It doesn't feel good. It feels heavy. It feels like you hurt people even when you know why you did it. But that does not make it wrong. It just means you're not the kind of person who can watch something like that happen and pretend it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And whether your sister understands it later or not, that part is out of your control. What you did was give someone the truth before they made a life-changing decision, and that matters more than whether it felt comfortable in the moment. It's true. So, my goodness, those were pretty heavy today, huh? What y'all think? Let me know in that comment section over there. Please. All right, so we are going to bring this one to a close, my friends. I'm so pleased that you were here with me today. I really do appreciate it. So let's just bring this one in a little bit, because if there's anything this whole situation makes clear, it's that people love to talk about loyalty until loyalty requires them to look at something uncomfortable. Because the moment the truth shows up and it does not match the story they've been telling themselves, suddenly it's not about what happened anymore. It's about who said it, how it was said, and whether it should have been said at all. And that's what we saw all the way through this. Not people focusing on cheating, not people focusing on the lies, but people focusing on the person who refused to stay quiet about it. And that tells you everything you need to know about how some people handle truth. They don't want it. They want control of the narrative. But the thing about truth is, once it's out there, it doesn't go back to what it was before. You can try to ignore it. You can try to cover it. You can even try to rewrite it, but it's still there. And it changes everything, whether people are ready for it or not. And yeah, sometimes being the one who says it puts you in a position where you look like the problem, where people get mad at you, where relationships shift or even break. And that part's not easy, but that doesn't make it wrong. It just means you choose honesty over comfort, and those two do not always live in the same space. So as you walk away from this one, I want you to think about that, because sooner or later, everybody ends up in a situation where they have to decide which one they're choosing. And whatever you choose, you've got to be able to live with it after everything settles. And that's the real part nobody talks about. So sit with that for a minute, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. If you don't show up tonight, though, I'm going to be so angry with you, because, yes, it's Ladies' Diary again this evening, and I am so excited. We are getting into stress awareness and the fools that cause it. Yeah, plenty of talking points. We may go all night. Probably not. We all have jobs in the morning, but you should be there. We'll be there for at least an hour. All right, you guys, get over there and see my friends at Tuber Chat, and I will.
I want to take a minute to shout out Tuber Chat. If you're a creator who's tired of surface level advice, says, and actually wants to understand how YouTube works, that's the space. It's real conversations with real creators who are in the trenches, building channels, testing ideas. No posturing, no gatekeeping, no fake guru energy, just people sharing what's working, what isn't, and why.
If you're serious about growing, learning, and not doing this alone, check out Tuber Chat. The link is in the description. If you're enjoying this show, subscribing is the easiest way to support what's being built here on BBTV. You'll see the join button right next to subscribe. No pressure, no expectations, just an option for people who want to support the channel in a real way.
We're live every day at 3 p.m. Central now.
And don't worry, we didn't change the heat, just the clock. And if you've got a story you want to share, send it in. Anonymous is always fine.
Boss be right.